Well, let me turn to a book that you wrote recently, The Idea That Is America. You wrote that the essential principles on which the United States was established, whether liberty, democracy, equality, tolerance, faith, justice, humility, that these were important to us, but they're also important to billions of people around the world who still look to the United States to lead and inspire. In that regard, how would you assess President Obama's foreign policy record to date, whether in the aftermath of the Arab Spring, his promise to repair relations with the Muslim world, whether to how he's managing the U.S. drawdown in Afghanistan, his counterterrorism strategy, which is leaning toward the use of drones more than other tools. Again, how do you see his record to date?
Very mixed. So President Obama's very election was a vindication of American values, the values of both equality and democracy, that we could in fact elect an African-American president. We could prove to ourselves and then to the world that our values were real, and particularly after a time under the George W. Bush administration where we had done a lot of things that many people felt betrayed our values. And President Obama believes very strongly in America leading by example and not just by military power. But it's also been a time of retrenchment where the United States is pulling back. And that means, if you take an example like Syria, what the world sees is tens of thousands, 150,000 people brutally murdered and millions of people displaced. And the United States is not leading. That's the way the world sees it. So it's been, I think, a difficult time for him to lead, but from where I sit in terms of standing for our values in the world, I think we fall short in a number of ways.